Hello folks, in the last video we talked about users, IAM users, how to create an IAM user, how to assign him various policies and how to see the various properties of the users. Now let's talk beyond the users. Now you understand that when you are working in an organization and where multiple users are coming and working with your AWS account, then it's very difficult to manage the permission on the level of users. Normally whenever a particular user comes to work with you, he would belong to a particular group and one group would normally be working on a similar set of services. So for example, in your organization there could be a developers group, there could be an admin group, there could be a DBA group, and there could be a set of management people. Now people who belong to these particular groups would have similar set of permission. All the users within the same group would have similar set of permission in real life. So the same thing we can do it in IAM as well. Here we can create an IAM group and attach a particular policy or set of permission with that particular group. Then whatever IAM user we put into that group, that user should automatically get all the permissions which are attached to that particular group. So let's look at how to create groups. Go to groups. It's simple. Create new group. Give it a name. So suppose I want to give developer group I want to create. Okay. It has to be according to your own wish. Next step. Now this is the step where we are assigning a particular set of permission or policies to that particular group. Now remember, whether it's a user or groups or any other role, etc., we can always attach multiple policies there. So suppose for this particular developer, I'm going to give him EC2 full access. Anything I can give, but here I'm selecting EC2 full access. Now as I said, you can have multiple policies associated with that. Let's also give him S3 full access. Okay, so we selected 2. Now we can have as many policies as we want attached to this particular group. We'll be doing it based on what the group does. What are the services that group need to use, and what are the services that we don't want to give permission to that particular group. The next step, this is what you have: group name and the policies that we have attached, EC2 full access and S3 full access. Create group, and there you go. I've created my first group, but right now it has got 0 users. We can now go ahead and create a new user and put it in this group, or we can go to user section. The non-admin user that I created, I want to put him in that particular group. So normal user has Amazon S3 full access only. Let's put it into the group, add user to groups, and then select the group. Right now I have one group only, so it is giving me just one option. Add to groups, and here you go. In the detail section of IAM user, you can see the group is here developers. Attached permission to that particular group is EC2 full access and S3 full access. Now if you go back to the permissions part, and here is something interesting. Now this particular user already has S3 full access. Now since now it belongs to the developers group, which has got 2 policies attached to that. So now this particular user also has all those policies attached with it. This is because of the group to which it belongs. So attached directly only one policy, but attached from group we have got 2 policies. So now the same user who are earlier not able to access that EC2 because it has got only S3 access, now it can go and use EC2 as well. So let's check that out. I'm going to new incognito window and I'm going to go to that console. I'm going to log in using non-admin as IAM username and the password. So remember in the last video we access like this, and since it has only S3 full access, it was able to access S3. We created the bucket, but it was not able to access EC2. Let's try now and go to EC2, and here you go. At least you are able to see these things. Last time we checked, here it was like access denied. Now if you want to say launch an instance, we would be able to do it because this user now belongs to a developers group, and developers group has got EC2 full access policy attached to that. So this is how basically you can change the permission given to a particular user even temporarily. Put him into a group, he will get all the required permission, move him out of the group, and he will not be able to access those resources. So let's check that out. I'm going to remove this guy from this group. So go to groups, this particular group, and I'm going to remove the user from the group. Here you go. I've removed it. Now if I want to just refresh the page, so some of these things it's still showing it, but it won't work as soon as you hit on that. So you see, you are not authorized to describe running instances. Even if I click here, an error occurred fetching the security group data. Why is that? because now that particular user has no more access to EC2, and so it is not able to even have a read-only access to EC2, and so it's not able to see all the resources in EC2 dashboard. So you see the changes in the IAM user and groups and the policies associated with that are immediate. And that is how this is one way how you can control the access of AWS resources given to a particular user or group. So once now we have seen that, let's put that user into that group again. I can go to the user and I can put him into the group, click on add to groups, and once again the user has got into this groups and the permission has changed. So now when I go and create a user, I can directly put him into the group, and in that case I don't have to assign him the policies separately. So if I go to users, add user, give it a name, another non-admin, I'm just going here, auto-generated password, required password reset, I'm just going to on click that, and then next permission, and now here I can use add user to groups. So I have just got one group. Normally every account would have multiple groups like that, and then I can go to the next review. So I don't need to basically assign a separate policies for that. The permission summary is that it belongs to that group, and then you can create user. Here you go. We have given a programmatic access, so we are getting access key and secret access key. And if I close this, I can see that another non-admin belongs to this group. And if I go to detail of this particular user, I can see that these two policies, which are basically attached to the developers group, they are now associated with this IAM user as well. At any point of time, I can remove the policies attached to this particular group just by clicking here. But remember here, since this policy is coming from a group, so if I remove one of them, you see it will ask me to remove the user from the group. So since both the policies are part of the group, you cannot just remove one of the policies. If you are removing one of the policies, you have to remove the user from the group. And when I remove it from the group, then both the policies which are of the group will be detached from this particular user. So I can remove it from the group, but now this guy doesn't have any permission, so it won't be able to do anything. Having said that, this policy etc. you can attach any point of time. So you can add permissions, you can again go through all these processes, put it into a group, or copy permission from an existing user, or attach existing policies, whatever you want to do, you can do it. So right now I'm going to cancel it. So to sum it up, in groups you associate the policies to a particular group, and then you can put multiple users in that particular group. Whatever are the policies attached with the group, they will be automatically associated with the particular user. This association would be for the time till when user is a part of the group. As soon as user moves out of the group, all the policies attached to group will be dissociated from the user. So normally in an organization, you would first create a group. In fact, you will create multiple groups and provide multiple policies to those groups. And then when you add a new user, you will just put him into a group so that all the policies with that group would be applied on that particular user as well. Having said that, at any point of time, if you want to give extra permission, extra policies you want to associate with a particular user, you can do that anytime. So that's all we have in AWS group discussion. See you soon in the next video. Thank you for watching.